Well, recently online, you've probably been seeing a ton of news and reports that supposedly the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date has actually leaked at CES 2024. And we're going to talk about this today in depth because on a surface level, it does seem like there was a slip up or something included in a company's presentation that should have not been there, and they quickly retracted their stance and said they're guessing on Nintendo's Switch 2 launch timing. And then you have to ask the broader question is, would this company to begin with have any kind of inside knowledge of when Nintendo is bringing their next generation console to market to begin with? And we're going to unpack all of that. Before we do, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notification to join Sunbro Nation if you're new here. And we have to first start off by hopping over to VGC, where you can see their detailed typed up article around this supposed leak, which reads, audio firm publishes PR claiming Switch 2 will release in September, later claims it guessed. Nintendo's next console is expected to release this year. Altech Ling, a maker of speakers and headphones founded in 1927, announced that it had secured the license to revive classic gaming cheat software GameShark, now known as AI Shark. The PR quickly garnered attention for reasons other than its new software, however, thanks to its prominent claim on Nintendo's next console launch. According to Altech, the official launch of AI Shark is planned to coincide with the Nintendo Switch 2 in September 2024. However, a spokesperson for AI Shark later walked back on the PR and claimed it was guessing about the release window. Although the company is yet to comment publicly, Nintendo's Switch successor is widely expected to launch this year. It's not clear whether Altech Ling would be privy to launch timings of Nintendo's next console. However, VGC reported last summer that development kits for Switch 2 were in the hands of key partner studios, with a launch expected in late 2024. Nintendo shares hit a record high earlier this week, partly due to anticipation for its next console. Okay, so clearly the Switch 2 hype train is out of control at this point, and you're going to see it trending all year long in 2024 until we get some kind of official comment or acknowledgement from Nintendo, maybe that first look reveal trailer. But this is an interesting report because does this company, could they at all have inside information tied to Nintendo? Talk about the revival of GameShark, which I haven't thought or heard talked about by anybody in years and years. I remember having one of their cartridges on the N64 and having some fun cheat codes with various different N64 games, and I haven't thought about them as a company forever since then. Well, now it's AI Shark, and now it's this partnership with Altech Ling, and maybe there's a possibility that Altech Ling has some kind of partnership behind the scenes with Nintendo. They're known for audio, but I definitely think that this could be one of those PR stunts where companies act like they leak something or they have some kind of knowledge to garner a bunch of attention around it, and that's exactly what's happening. We wouldn't be talking about GameShark now rebranded as AI Shark unless if something like this did happen, and if it was intentional or not, we don't know. But there is a lot of chatter from some names you probably do recognize online, being both Nate the Hate and Andy Robinson, and you can first see how Nate responded to this on X over at Direct Feed Games, where he says Nintendo keeps timing plans secret from their closest partners. They aren't going to disclose the release window to AI Shark / GameShark, and reps for AI Shark have shared with other media that they are guessing at the release date and have no official information from Nintendo. And when it comes to Andy Robinson weighing in, I really like his response here because it kind of aligns with my own opinions on the matter, which is, guess or not, I'd say September is a pretty good prediction. So my take on this entire situation is Nintendo's actual targeted launch date for their next-gen Switch hardware, while it is likely to come out in 2024 and be in our hands, the actual launch date could still be a fluid moving target with a loose window that Nintendo is aiming for, sometime between as early as May or maybe even as late as October, and it might just depend on how much stock Nintendo can produce in mass production by time we are getting close to their targeted launch date. At some point they will commit, and they will of course show us a launch date as part of something like a reveal trailer or an in-depth reveal event like we saw them do with the Nintendo Switch, but until that happens, it could indeed be a moving target, and you don't necessarily think that Nintendo would go out of their way to tell outside partners such as AI Shark or this partnership with Altech Ling. Like, it's not out of the realm of entire possibility that major companies know about this. They're definitely under heavy NDA if Nintendo has has communicated that to them, at which point I would be worried about legal trouble with this if I were Altech Ling. But it sounds to me whoever was putting together this PR document either had a clever idea to say, hey, we would drum up a ton of buzz if we said this thing was aligning with Nintendo's next gen console, and let's pick a month, a logical month that might make sense for Nintendo. Let's say September, and we're going to guess at that, but we're not going to make it clear that it's a guess, so it drums up a bunch of media attention. Or it could have been, quite honestly, a true oversight where they're maybe trying to drum up excitement for the fact that this thing will be supported on next generation hardware, and that's what they're targeting in terms of the launch window, but they committed to a specific month and time frame, acting like they had information from Nintendo around the launch of the console, but they really have nothing. So unfortunately, while I would love to say we can now confidently expect Nintendo Switch 2 to launch in September 2024, it is not the case according to any leaks or rumors online. Although I would say, in accordance with Andy Robinson's comments, that maybe September is a month that makes a ton of sense, and we might see Nintendo Switch 2 launch in September. It doesn't mean, though, that this leak had any kind of inside information, but rather they could just be analyzing the logical timeline for Nintendo to launch the console, and that is what's happening here. I personally would be thrilled with a sooner launch date than even September. Something like May sounds incredible to me. Maybe they reveal it in March and do the quickest turnaround from reveal ever in terms of actually shipping the console and getting it in our hands and having it to play over the summertime in May. Obviously, May was a huge successful month in 2023 for Nintendo with the launch of Tears of the Kingdom. But at the same time, if you do talk about that September launch window, logically, it would give Nintendo enough time to do a wave one of massive stock to all the retailers to get people who are interested in pre-ordering this thing day one, all the hardcore fans that are going to pick it up right at launch, a chance to buy it, and then you can do a couple restocks leading into the holiday season, where no doubt everybody will be trying to track this thing down, as it will probably be the big hot ticket item for holiday season 2024. And while the prospect of knowing what the launch timing is of Nintendo Switch 2 is exciting, I don't think we have any kind of concrete information following this leak. But that's really where I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, your personal thoughts and opinions on this report. Do you think that, yes, AI Shark and Altech Ling somehow have inside information on when Nintendo is targeting to launch their Switch console? Do you believe the PR person and that it was just a walkback scenario where they were just guessing and that's all this is, but they typed it out as a finalized statement and they really meant to retract that? Or do you think that this was some kind of more planned out PR stunt on their part, where they knew it would drum up all of this media attention and they intentionally added that in there? Or are you of the mindset that, yeah, they're partnering with Nintendo in some major way on this AI Shark launch, and they are privy to the information that September is the month when Nintendo Switch 2 will launch? And do you think that there is a shot that September is the month regardless of this leak, or do you think Nintendo does it sooner or later than that? So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch the video on screen next if you haven't already. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.